It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers, and I have with me in the studio lawyer and social development advocate Jide Ologun, as well as lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhammed. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning. Right. You're welcome as well. Right, let's head straight to the Nigerian Tribune now. Terrorism, Niger communities hit 50 times this month. Governor speaking there says 220 killed, 200 kidnapped within 2 weeks. Soldiers, bandits in fierce gun battle in Kaduna community. You find the details on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune. We move now to the First News newspaper. Bandits killed 300 Niger residents in 17 days. The governor speaking there. You find the details on the pages of the First News newspaper. To the Vanguard newspaper now. Set at home, enforcers wreak havoc in southeast as gunmen killed 2 in Enugu, injure 3 others. Storm Catholic Church in Onitsha, disperse worshippers. Attack motorists, traders in Abia. Kanu kicks against fresh charges, accuses federal government of engaging in trial by ambush. The details on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper. To the Leadership newspaper now. 2023, no electoral law, no election timetable, INEC warns. Says passage of bill crucial to preparation. Reps reconsider bill today as the Senate concludes consultations. All right, to the Daily Sun now. National Assembly dumps plan to override Buhari, revisits electoral bill, likely to pass bill today. INEC blames delay in release of 2023 timetable on non-passage. The details on the pages of the Daily Sun newspaper. To this Nigerian newspaper now. APC National Convention jigsaw over February the 26th. Committee yet to make known zoning of offices, venue. It's illegal for CECPC to fix date. ETA, ex-deputy national chair speaking. To the Nation newspaper now. How governors foiled plot to scuttle APC convention. New leaders to be elected February the 26th. Buhari's support sealed date. Right. To the Punch newspaper now. APC zones chairmanship seat to North Central, lists Southeast for secretary. South to get deputy chair. We are confident of winning 2023 elections. Buni speaking. Committee concludes other positions today, confirms February the 26th convention date. And to the front page of the Daily Trust now. Lawan, Buhari didn't order fuel subsidy removal. Wow, interesting. Says Nigeria not consuming up to 100 liters daily, million liters daily. It will be suicidal to remove subsidy ahead of general elections. Right. Okay, now let's move to the front page of the Blueprint. Lawan counters finance minister. Buhari never ordered fuel subsidy removal. Says Nigerians insist they can't bear the burden. Despite our infrastructure decay, we can't be borrowing endlessly. Senate speaking there. Now to the Daily Times now. Why Nigeria can't do without borrowing. Lawan says National Assembly to amend past Electoral Act Amendment Bill today. To the Nigerian News Direct, NLC proposed protest, no presidential directive for fuel subsidy removal. Senate President speaking. To the national economy, energy stakeholders slam federal government over $9.5 billion spent on moribund refineries. To the Business Day, 10 years after protest, over $60 billion on subsidy, no change. All right, you find the details on the pages of the Business Day. To the Guardian now, Nigeria courts a double-digit deficit financing amid fiscal indiscipline. Federal government acknowledged concerns, hopes to improve revenue generation. Lawan, government will keep borrowing to fund development until revenue rises. Scale down size of government, cost of governance, says Yusuf. All right, that's the last paper this morning. But then let's look at this story that I believe will be of interest to you, gentlemen. The fact that the President of the Senate, speaking yesterday, said that the President did not order fuel subsidy removal. And I'm wondering who then ordered the removal. If he's coming out to say now that the President did not order that, and he's insisting that Nigerians cannot bear the burden. I wonder what your reaction to this development is. Let me begin with you, Jide.
I believe he's just trying to manage the situation, and of course he is right, because from the report it appears as if he is saying that the President has not ordered the removal of the subsidy, so that people should not be apprehensive. And he has also advised the President that Nigerians cannot bear the removal of the subsidy, considering the harsh state of the economy. And that is another body language I need to pay attention to, because from his expression, it's as if they are no longer part of the Nigerians we are talking about. You see, so again, we've read reports how billions of dollars have been spent on moribund refineries rather than building new ones. We've also read reports of the claim that Nigerians consume 100 million liters of petrol on a daily basis, and I wonder what we do with that. And allusion was also made to the fact that massive smuggling is going on within the borders of and that tells us that the government structure perhaps is failing, because we have the Nigerian customs that is expected to control the smuggling. I've reported here once that I read a report claiming that even Cameroon may not need to bother about her refineries because of the smuggling of these products from Nigeria to Cameroon. So must we expose our economy to the level of decadence and confusion we have now, the oil theft? So by and large, when you put all this together, I think the system is failing to bring prosperity to the people. If you read Section 15 of the Nigerian Constitution 1919 as amended, it stipulates that the economy of the country should be managed in a way that we have sustainable development, and that the economy is self-reliant, and that wealth is not concentrated in the hands of few. But here we are now, the commonwealth of the nation is not deployed for the common good of the people. So it's going to tell the President, and let's see where we go. And he also mentioned that we must borrow for infrastructural development. I mean, right now, I think our total indebtedness is in the threshold of about 39 trillion naira. It was around 12.12 trillion naira in 2015, March or thereabout. So what have we done with all of this? We are still going on massive. But do we have a choice? It's not, we have a choice. The choice we have is the choice of resourcefulness. I keep saying it. Nigeria has a handsome deposit of mineral resources in the world. God has blessed this country so much that the whole of Africa can depend on Nigeria if we have managed our resources very well. Finally, let me state this. We don't have any business dealing with inflation in the purchase of gas. Nigeria has the largest reserve of proven gas in Africa. So what exactly is going on? So I think we should look inwards and see how we can generate revenue. And like we keep saying, they will leave these offices one day to come back to this society. And we hope that they build this society now on the platform of prosperity.
Absolutely. Let's get your reaction, Tunji, to this development that the President didn't order fuel subsidy removal, and that it will be suicidal to remove subsidy ahead of general elections. I wonder what you're reading out of this.
Very interesting. Interesting in the sense that even the Senate President is not even hiding his position, that why he's saying so is because of election. That's what I can read it. As far as I'm concerned, this statement is an indictment on the government, it's an indictment of the President, It's an indictment on the policy of the government. It's an indictment on the fact that our confirmation that this government has there is no synergy, there is no coordination, and there is nobody is in charge directing the affair of the government. I remember in November 2021, this issue was a debate all everywhere regarding they will be paying 5,000 for
the forest,
who will be affected as part of the subsidy that by the subsidy that will remove. Yes. Nobody said anything. The Senate President did not say anything at that time. He was not saying anything that this is not correct or this. So now he has just realized that look, election is around the corner. If you do this, we may likely lose election, and it's time to come out. Thank God he said it himself that close to election or something like that. So that means the essence of his statement is because of election. It's not because he has the interest of the country attached or the masses attached. That's where I see it. I see it as an indictment on the part of the government. I see it as insincerity on the part of the government. We were told that PIA or whatever bill you people believe in, because I've never believed in it. That bill or law. I've always said that look, our problem in this country is not law. When you people start talking about law, and they must have law, PIA is now in place. What has changed? When you talk about all these issues, so when the PIO was passed, because they were talking about the issue of subsidy, that will prevent them from paying subsidy. Once we have a PIA,
to address it,
the PIA is already done now, and we are still talking about the subsidy, and that it will not be removed, or the president has not ordered it. I don't believe that. I want the presidency or the president to react to this and say this is not correct, because I remember the minister of petrol state, is it for state or whatever, the previously addressed this issue, and he said it will be removed. He even mentioned a particular date. I can't remember that particular date. I said from
March, I think,
that there won't be subsidy again. And the senior president was in the country at that time. He didn't travel anywhere. The president they were there. Nobody say it's not correct. So now I don't know. I think it's an afterthought, because looking at it, that look, if we increase subsidy now, this might affect our electoral chances in the next coming election, and it's now coming back to say the president did not order it. I'm waiting for the action of the presidency on this. I want them to also deny it and say this is not correct, and I will now bring out more information. Thank God we are in the era of what's it called? Where
internet,
where you can just easily get access to information.
Right. So let's perhaps wait to get other reactions to this new development and see where the position of the president, like you have said, is with regards to this. But then let's look at another matter that is also of importance to a lot of Nigerians, talking about the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The National Assembly has resumed. They resumed yesterday, and they were saying that they will be looking into the matter today. Recall that before they went on recess, they were talking about meeting with their constituents, and there were those who before then said that they were collecting signatures to override the veto of the president. But we don't know what the position is for now, but they are saying that they would look into this bill today, I think. And I wonder what you think will come out of this, because INEC has come out to say that if this law is not assented to by the president, there will be no timetable, because it's waiting on this to make that timetable. INEC has also said that they need about 13 to 18 months to prepare, especially when changes are made to laws like this. What do you see playing out at the end of the day?
That's why we have the National Assembly. If you look at Section 58 and Section 59 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended, the National Assembly can veto the president, but the body language does not appear to be flowing in that direction. And looking at the global picture, if you look at the Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended, it says that the National Assembly shall make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of Nigeria. So where are we heading? So if we want to collapse the effectiveness of INEC, why are we doing that? And I have argued that the National Assembly came together to present this bill recommending direct primaries, because that is the crux of the matter right now that is holding everything down. And if 109 senators, 360 House of Reps members agreed and forwarded it to a man who is our president and commander-in-chief, and he's saying, I'm not going to assent to it. He gave his reasons. So the options we have now is for the National Assembly to amend that clause to say, okay, let's revert to status quo, which means parties can have either direct or indirect primaries to come up with their candidate. And we proceed so that other clauses there can be passed into law. But as it is now, it's like the National Assembly is not ready to veto the president. But that's not even the headache. Are you now presenting the picture that you are not serious with the work you have been assigned to do? You have to make laws for the land. So, and if it appears that the president is trying to obstruct you, you also have a constitutional mandate to proceed and pass this into law without his assent. But you know, politics will come in here. And then we just pray that this 9th Assembly will be seen as one representing the people. Irrespective of what the argument is, we have all come to the conclusion that we need these laws to proceed. So, and if, I don't want to say that perhaps there won't be an election, not at all. But please, this 9th Assembly, don't leave office with the impression that you just went there to enjoy yourself. Take this business seriously. And the president has passed his comment. Do what you need to do. Let's move ahead.
Let's move ahead indeed, and that's what a lot of Nigerians are asking. Politics come into play, like he mentioned, at a critical time like this. Should we still be having issues about politics coming to play in decisions that matter, especially to our democracy?
In Nigeria, politics, everything is politics. And I'm not surprised what is happening now. Because if you recall, I've been here to discuss this issue, and I've maintained my position that, look, even though I don't believe in the direct primary, process, I told you at that time that, look, this National Assembly are just playing to the gallery. It's just a personal interest. It's not about the people. If it's about the people, and they believe that that particular position they operate, they will override the president's veto.
Before they even went for the recess.
Exactly, because if they believe in it. Because you are not coming back now and say and tell us you are thinking about reviewing the process again. It shows, it's a confirmation that they were just playing to the gallery from the start. Or they don't believe in what they are doing. Because if they believe in it, they will have gone ahead to do the needful, which is to override the president's veto. But I don't see it. I know we are in a country where they see the president as a alpha and omega, and nobody dare challenge whatever whether right or wrong, whatever the president is doing, whether it is right, whether we have been told by the president that whatever the president brings to them is going to be accepted, whether right or in other words, whether right or wrong. Once it is from the president, it is acceptable to them. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not surprised with what is happening. I'm not a supporter of direct primary policy, because I know it will not work in Nigeria. It's just a waste of time and waste of money. And but I will not allow that particular direct primary to throw away the entire process that has been done. And I want to also advise the EDEC not to toe the line they are towing now.
Right.
We have a law already on grant. Work with the law already on grant. Don't wait till this one. If it's not passed, what happened? They say they will not draw their timetable until this law is signed. If it's not signed, what will happen? They should go ahead with the law we have on grant. If the law is a new law is passed, you amend it in line with the new law. But if you will not wait and say until it is signed by the president, if it's not signed, what happened? Right. So we will now say we have been change or something has happened that we cannot do this and that. So I will not advise them to say there won't be timetable, there won't be electoral processes until the law is passed. There's no guarantee.
They are just saying
there's no guarantee that this law will be passed.
Really?
I can tell you. There's no guarantee.
Why do you feel that?
There's no guarantee. I'm telling you. In fact, because A is not in a particular line, the president may refuse to sign again. And you remember, we have just a year or so to election now. Before they start, they adjust the processes now, because it's not something they just come back and say, oh yeah, remove this one, send it back to the president. You have to go through the proper process of passing law again. You have to go through that process. It may not be easy for them, because it will just be easy because it has been done before. So it's just be an easy, but it's not a thing that they'll just sit down today and say we remove that section and that will be all, and then send it to the president.
We just have about a week or two for January to the end of January. And
by the time they conclude those processes, the president will tell us it's 6 months to election, and particular international law says we cannot. I don't see the INEC should not. I will not advise INEC to wait for this electoral bill, because there's no assurance that this electoral bill will be signed. This is not the first time. The last Senate and 8th Assembly, about 3 bills, these electoral laws were rejected by the president. Right. So waiting for the law to come out before doing their job would be a suicide for them. So I won't advise them to do that.
Let me ask you: are you confident that this electoral amendment will be passed into law?
I cannot express any confidence looking at the body language of the National Assembly. I just want to advise them, for the sake of image and reputation, to take the matter seriously. But like Barrister Abdulhammed brilliantly mentioned, we have a status quo. We had a similar scenario towards 2019 election.
Yes.
2019 election held. You know, it's not a new confrontation. And if the National Assembly, that is the largest body within the system of democracy representing the people, believes that the president should hold them down, I have said it. Go and read section 58 and 59. You have the power. There are about 11 steps in passing a bill into law. You see, and you took it all the way to the last by presenting it to the president, and he said, because of this clause, I'm not going to sign. So you have a choice. Amend that clause. Expunge the direct primaries as the only option. Then bring in the status quo that, okay, parties may elect their candidates through direct or indirect, and you leave it to them, and we move forward. There are other provisions in that amendment holding us down. The electronic transfer of results, other, you know. So let's be seen to be serious. But for me, INEC should not panic. If you have failed to effectively and conclusively amend a law, it does not nullify the law. The law is still in place, and you work with the law in place, and you go ahead with the elections. But we are just advising Mr. Nigeria, if there's any personality like that, please, enough of this ridiculous approach to governance. I said it. Section 4 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended says that the National Assembly will make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of Nigeria. We know how much goes into the National Assembly.
Right.
The allowances and different expenditure. So what are we talking about? It's not a child's play. We watch the Congress in the US. Look at what is going on in the UK now.
Right.
Look at how this parliament are really dealing with Boris Johnson on ensuring that the rule of law prevails.
Right.
And if it is politicking, there is no guarantee that if it favors you today, that you not complain about it tomorrow. We have been reading about Professor Jide turning around to pass some comments now. But he was the chairman of INEC. And we made some recommendations on how to fine-tune a system that we make sure that when you come into that system, you work in line with a specific vision. What is the vision for this country? I mean, are we planning to catch up with the prosperous nations of the world? In this age and time, we still have a system that we allow people to spend enough money to build 3 refineries on turning around moribund refineries. Smuggling, proliferation of ammunition. Is it not in the report now that Niger communities have been attacked about 50 times in 1 month alone? 300 people killed in 17 days. And we have government. I mean, what exactly is going on?
Yes, Ologun, the truth is that the rule of law in Nigeria is what favors those in leadership. That is the rule of law we have, and that's why we're having problem in this country. They act based on their own.
That is customized rule of law.
That's their own
rule of law.
No, we have to have our own definition of
subject.
No, that's international definition. We have Nigerian definition of rule of law.
Right.
And I've just told you now that rule of law in Nigeria means the interest of those in leadership. As far as I'm concerned.
According to Barrister
Abdulhammed. Yeah, it can always be there.
Dictionary.
Yeah, it can always be there.
We must thank you, gentlemen, development advocate Jide Ologun, as well as lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhammed, for your time on the program this morning. Thank you so much.
God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. God bless Nigeria.